Welcome back, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We are getting into some things today. Y'all know what's been happening. If y'all don't, I'm going to let y'all know. Before I go into it, make sure y'all like this video, like the video, like the video, like the video, subscribe so we can get into the algorithm of things, and you can also comment what you feel. Keffe D has been in the media lately. His house has been raided. Y'all know Keffe D is Orlando's uncle. You know, the rumor was Orlando was the one that shot Tupac. Y'all know Keffe D been on documentaries, been on Netflix, been on YouTube, just making statements after statements after statements. So after 20 something years, 2 decades, however you want to put it, the LA Police Department decides to go raid Keffe D's house. After all this time, why now? That is the question that everybody has. Why now? But I'm hoping, for whatever reason, why now, that we get to the bottom of it. If you're going to convict somebody of Tupac murder, I mean, now is the time. You guys had plenty of time to prove what happened. I mean, why did it take this long? But we are going to see. We're going to look into some things today, and see what actually transpired. This is just allegedly. These videos are, my reaction to what's maybe true. These allegations on these people are really not far fetched, and a lot of things make sense. And if we're going with common sense, then we know what's going on, and so do the LA Police Department. So Keffe D is saying that Diddy bribed him. Diddy put up some money. Diddy put up some money for whoever could take Tupac out. And it's hard to prove that when all of this is just hearsay. There's no proof. Like, Diddy wasn't sending messages to anybody. Diddy wasn't going, sending text messages or anything like that saying, this is what I want you to do. I guess it was just a conversation among some folks on what's going on. Let's take a look and see what's happening here with this update, with the bribe.
So even though Keefe D, he said in his confession that Puffy he put a hit on Tupac and Suge for $1 million.
But back then, yeah, you just pull money out of your own pocket, give it to
Okay.
the guy, and never report it.
Well, did he just say that?
It seems like we're getting details about the unsolved case regarding Tupac's fatal shooting in Las Vegas in 1996. In a shocking turn of events, Dwayne Davis, gangster better known as Keffe D, confessed to the cops that Diddy offered him $1 million to execute rap icon Tupac. And although it was alleged before that the music mogul could pay a gang to make that fatal shot, it seems like Keffe D also provided enough proof and receipts to the lab this time. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. So, after 27 years of waiting, the truth is finally coming to see the light when Keffe D, the man who has been vocal about his direct involvement in this crime over the years, finally gave the police the valuable intel on one of the suspects of this shooting. And apparently, Keffe D doesn't want to go down for Diddy's crimes. So against the unspoken gangster code, he rat the infamous music mogul out, revealing that Puffy offered him $1 million in cash for getting.
And I believe it. 1 million. Diddy had millions. Like, I can see why, it's not far fetched that Diddy put out $1 million hit on Puff. I'm sorry, on Tupac's head. $1 million on Tupac's head was rumored that that's what Diddy was offering.
Rid of Tupac.
Your whole life is being turned upside down at this point.
Exactly.
Keffe D has been working with the police for decades. But even though this man claimed he was one of the few witnesses of Tupac's shooting that are still alive, apparently, his testimony and confessions didn't help the case to be solved so far. However, once the police raided the gangster's house with a surprise warrant, more ugly details about how the whole shooting had been orchestrated were found. Now, Keffe D feels like the police have cornered him, especially considering the amount of exposing items discovered in his house.
According to the warrant, police seized multiple items, including computers, storage devices, notes, photos, and other documentation.
As one of the police officers said, Keffe.
And who knows what's in the paperwork or the notes or the computers that they confiscated? Who knows what's in those things? But it looks like they gather quite a few things at Keffe D's house. So, gotta see what happens.
Keffe D had no choice but finally spill the whole truth and share the previously unknown details of Tupac's demise. According to the police, Keffe D was facing a 25-year minimum mandatory sentence on another case that we had built against him, that case specifically against him to compel him to cooperate in the murder investigations. Keffe D recently spoke about Tupac's murder himself. He sat down on a different podcast to blame Diddy for getting him involved in it. That appearance came after news broke that police found bullets at Keffe D's house and were testing them to see if they dated back to that fatal shooting. Now, it seems like Diddy is freaking out after these revelations because his time as a free man is over.
Spiraled out of control. Puffy's really concerned about, the welfare of his safety.
They saying Diddy time is coming to an end. A lot of things he has did in the dark is about to come to the light, guys. It is really about to come to the light. I mean, it's already in our face. It's just, I guess some people need some confirmation. For me, I think big. I read between the lines. It's been in our face for years. And for whatever reason, they let P. Diddy slide. This sliding is coming to an end, guys. Yes.
Safety.
The timing couldn't be worse for the music mogul because apparently he made himself comfortable after paying many people in the past to cover all the traces of his involvement in this crime. And although Diddy's name was occasionally popping up in the connection of this tragic night, only 27 years after the shooting, the participants and witnesses of this cruel incident began to speak up. Now, Keffe D is saying that Diddy made himself untouchable in this case because the promised money didn't even reach the gangster.
My girl Kim coming out with a book too, so she's about to tell her side of the story. She is coming out with a book, guys. Yes, little Kim is coming out with a book, and I believe if the title is not going to be "Is My Time to Tell My Story," is something along those lines. So some good things are going to happen and come out with that book, and I'm going to read it.
Retrospect, that was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to Puffy. By Zip stealing the money, now Puffy.
Up to this day, the investigation of Tupac's untimely demise haunts the minds of millions of the rap legend fans. And though it seems like all logical explanations lead to one person, Diddy has never been even questioned because of his solid proof alibi. Apparently, the hip-hop mogul calculated every step of this crime and made sure no one would be able to connect him to his case. However, as one of the police officers mentioned, they have enough evidence to finally crack this case in 2023. This is just a case that took a long time to resolve. I think that that's going to be huge, will make a huge impact, not only in the hip-hop community and the African community and the African-American community, but the law enforcement community too. Apparently, Keffe D was withholding a lot of information throughout the investigation process. And after the warrant, he seems like that cobweb of lies only got him instead of the police. And he had no choice but to reveal his cards and confirm that Diddy promised him $1 million for doing the job, but never paid for it.
If you could say anything to Puffy after everything you did for him, what would you say to him?
I'm still here, bro. Still waiting.
See, Keffe D think he untouchable. I guess he's saying he's still waiting for the money. I don't know, because clearly he was an accessory. You might as well say that's what they're trying to get him on, accessory. He's still waiting for his cut, I guess, from this guy, from Diddy. Diddy has been a snake all his career, so I guess that was an indication, like, I'm still here, I'm still waiting, I'm still outside. Like, what's really good with you? And you can't hide for long. You cannot hide for long, because what's the fact is, what's done in the dark comes to the light, and we all know that is facts. That's facts. He even looks slimy. Just look at him, real slimy, real grimy.
Sensational claim that Diddy was responsible for hiring a gang to execute Tupac has come to light in a 2016 documentary made by Greg Kading, a retired lap police officer. Kading claimed the fatal drive-by shooting of the rapper in Las Vegas in September 1996 was planned by scene comms, and he even interviewed Keffe D to know more about their $1 million deal. Taped police interviews between Kading and Keffe D also feature in the documentary, in which Davis claims Diddy spoke to him on occasion to discuss the possible elimination of Tupac. However, a source close to the music mogul stated, these are very old claims which are completely false and are only getting mentioned once again because of the new documentary. As Keffe D now says, Diddy had planned everything in advance, and that's how he made himself untouchable in this case. And before this recent raid, the police couldn't even bring the infamous producer for questioning.
But, he's not arrestable, but I don't see him coming forward or getting questioned any further.
How can you not be arrestable? Like, that is some high power third level off the walls type of thing. Like, if your name is being brought up in the investigation, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you are the president. I don't care who do Puff Daddy, P Diddy, whatever you want to call him, think he is. But these folks think, you know, for it to be this long, 2 decades, they don't even think they could get him into questioning. Of course, he got lawyers on standby, probably the best of the best, I'm sure. But they already feel this is a ex detective. He used to work for the LAPD. He actually said that he was the one to hear Tupac's last words. He actually probably went out in his arms, is that's what he's saying. So he was there, and I know this is real close to him. It's probably something that hovers over his head forever now, even though he's not a part of the LAPD. But he was there during the Tupac situation, and he's saying that he's not arrestable. Like, what do you mean? That is some crazy mess to say, but to feel like that is even more crazy. And P Diddy think he is untouchable. He really does.
On this.
However, the tables have turned now, and Diddy is allegedly the primary suspect in this incident. And with new evidence coming to the police's hands, the social media users believe that he's going to save his skin by fleeing the country. As one person commented, well, if Puffy leaves the country, we know there's involvement.
If he leave the country like Russell, because we all know why Russell Simmons left, like, he can't be touched wherever he is. He got up out of here. So if P Diddy leave the country, yeah, we definitely know that there was some involvement. That's just point blank period for sure.
And another user added, Diddy has to pay for the price. He took the legend away from us. However,
I agree. He needs to pay the price. You got away with it for long enough, 20 years. If your name is circling and you put money on somebody's head, and these people are stating and making statements against you, then I feel like he needs to, prove to us that he had nothing to do with it. And I don't know how that is going to happen. I don't.
despite the recorded conversations between Kading and Keffe D, the police still didn't have any solid proof to connect Puffy to this case. So even when Kading described the whole scheme, there was no evidence of money ever reaching Keffe D because Puffy used a third party to transfer them.
Agreement was made, according to Keffe D, for an amount of money, and they kind of just let it go at that point in time.
Now Puffy has been aware that the FBI was watching him ever since that documentary came out, and it's not like it's the only mysterious demise that Diddy is allegedly involved into. The rapper and record producer's rise to success was shadowed.
Y'all already know the rumors around Kim Porter, his ex-wife, his kid's mother. They also said he has something to do with her. So this is not far-fetched. This is something that Diddy has done before. This is something that Diddy has gotten away with, clearly, because your name should not be, around these type of things if you had nothing to do with it. So, these are things that are not far-fetched, guys. It's not.
With legal troubles along the way. And apparently, the recent search warrant in Keffe D's house gave the police enough evidence to corner Keffe D and pressure the man to finally spill the truth. And well, Keffe D doesn't want to end up in jail for soliciting in Tupac's shooting.
Police raids, guns being taken, people starting to turn informant and turning against you.
He made a
I lost my husband to his battle with cancer. It's been so hard without him.
Deal with the officers. And now he tightly works with the justice system to help crack the unsolved case. Not only gang members, but ordinary people as well are saying that Diddy's arrest can't.
And they saying Keffe D already wore a wire. So far as the whole snitch thing, rat thing with Keffe D, he gonna tell his story because he feel like he's been played, first of all. And at the end of the day, he's been telling his story. So why not tell the story again to the LAPD and let them handle the situation? Because clearly what you're putting out is not doing anything but just furthering the allegations, and Diddy is still a free man getting away with everything that he has done. So at this point, I don't think Keffe D cares about that whole theory of snitch and telling on what happened. I think he just really wants to get the truth out, and whatever happens is just going to happen at this point. He doesn't really care. He's been played long enough, and he's fed up. He's really fed up. Is what he doing right? I mean, it's bringing justice, and we all want justice for Tupac. So, what do you think? Do you think he's doing the right thing, or you think that he's just going against the grain, and you just got to take a loss where you took that loss at? What do you think that Keffe D should do? We already know what he's going to do. We just got to see how it's going to play out. But what do you think that he should do? What would you recommend that he does?
And change the vibe in the industry. And probably, if such a powerful and wealthy person can be incarcerated for his crimes, other atrocious activities would surface. As Keffe D says, the main reason of him revealing all the cards is that he regrets ever accepting Diddy's offer because, as a result, he got no more and multiple problems with the police, which have been going on for decades.
If I wouldn't have never met him, I would have never been involved in this bullshit.
Now, the main question is how the notorious music mogul is going to react to all of that, because apparently he believed that the truth was well hidden and Keffe would never testify against him because, in this case, Diddy could make him another target. The music mogul has been terrorizing the streets since the dawn of time, and people already lost count to his numberless crimes. A bunch of celebrities often find themselves in trouble when they cross Diddy's path to success, and as Keffe D says, Tupac was one of them. However, with new evidence connecting the hip-hop mogul to this case, Keffe D is finally relieved because the consequences that investigation may bring are Diddy's problems and not his.
Wish you luck on your case, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Now, many fans have been waiting for decades for this arrest to be made, and it feels like Puffy is actually going to face the consequences of his past actions. And even though he often speaks about his power and influence, it's not like there are many people who support him in this situation. The legacy of Tupac is still strong.
All right, guys. So I just want to wrap it up and say, I think Diddy, his shenanigans are coming to an end. I feel like even where he at in his life now, he don't even want to be bothered with it. But this is something that you cannot control. If it is brought up against you and the LAPD is opening this investigation, this is something that he will eventually, I believe, is going to have to answer to, whether if he like it or not. I don't think any lawyers in the world can stop him from being arrestable if they have probable cause and if they have enough evidence to hold them against these allegations. So, I just feel like Diddy time is coming. I don't know when, but the LAPD did open up this investigation. They did make the first step, which was raiding Keffe D's house. Keffe D is ready to tell his story to anyone who is going to listen and where it can stick. And, LAPD is going to answer his prayers. Even if it takes you, Keffe D, to go down with P Diddy, I think Keffe D do not care at this point. And I feel like whatever it is that he's going to tell the LAPD, it may help him with his situation. I don't know to what extent, but it will, I think, help out, because without him and his statements and his allegations and whatever they find at his house, P. Diddy will still be getting away with this allegation of him having money on Tupac's head, and this is why he was eliminated. So guys, things are about to happen. Things are about to come out. Don't be sleep when these things come out to the world. Be open-minded. What do you guys think? Put in the comments and like this video if you agree with me. Like, P. Diddy time is coming to an end, and that's just what I feel. Again, thank you guys for watching this video with me, reacting to this. This is something crazy, but I am here for it. I'm going to continue to make content on it, keep you guys updated, and give you guys my opinions. Again, thank you guys for stopping in and going over these things with me. Like the video, and subscribe to the channel so we can get into the algorithm with everyone else. And thank you again for stopping by. See you on the next one. Bye.